Can't tell if my hair is fantastic or shitty right now. You ever try to roll your eyebrows? Hi everyone and welcome to my makeup channel. Today I'm going to be creating this look, which is a fall and autumn inspired look using all different products, but mainly drugstore products today. I wanted to create something a little bit fun, a little bit blingy, but also not too crazy, like you could actually wear this somewhere. And this is what I came up with. So if you guys like this look and you want to learn how I did it or watch how I did it, or you just want to hang out with me for a little bit, then please keep watching. So I'm going to start out just by moisturizing my face. I'm going to use, let's see, I got this at Walmart. It's supposed to be a ripoff of the Clinique Dramatically Different Moisturizing Lotion. I really like this lotion, the Clinique one, but it is super expensive, obviously. So this actually works really well, and as far as the ingredients go, when I was looking at them side by side, they're very, very similar. If you are sensitive to like mineral oil though, I wouldn't use this because it's the second ingredient in there is actually mineral oil. However, I have super duper dry skin. The only problem spots I ever have are just on my chin generally, or like right around my nose. So I don't have that problem with that oil in particular. So I'm just gonna apply this to my face. I've been having such puffy eyes because there's a lot of fires going on. And I'm like really pretty allergic to smoke and that sort of thing. I get really puffy around my eyes, really big bags, and then I'll wake up and I'll have all those little, like, I guess like eye crusties. That's kind of gross to say, but that's what they are. So okay, so the next thing I'm gonna put on my face is just a little bit of the Benefit Professionals primer. This is one of my favorite primers. A really good dupe for this primer actually is, it's like the Monistat chafing cream that you're supposed to like put in between your legs, you know, when you chafe. But that's actually a really good dupe. They're very similar products. This has been my favorite foundation as of late. It's just the Maybelline Dream Liquid Mousse in the color 75 Natural Beige. I'm not like a big, gosh, what am I trying to say? I'm not a big high-end foundation product person. Don't get me wrong, I think a lot of those foundations are so good, but I've also found a lot of drugstore foundations that I think personally are just as good. This being one of them, I just really like this foundation a lot. So I'm just gonna use a flat brush, and all I did, you probably heard me doing something. All I did was, this is a primer that I actually made myself. This is the one that I use on the daily just because I know exactly what's in it, and it just works really good for being a setting spray, using to increase the pigment. And I actually have it on my blog, and I'll put the link down below so you guys can make it yourself as well. But I just like to spray that on my brush before I apply my foundation. I usually do my foundation last, so I'm not sure why I'm doing it first today, but okay. So the next thing I'm gonna do is, I'm not actually even gonna use an eyelid primer. I'm just going to pop some powder over top of this. Since I already put foundation on, it's gonna work fine since I'm just going to work. So I'm not worried about it lasting for like an exuberant amount of time. I'll list what this is below because I've used it so much that I don't even know what it's called anymore, but I know it's the Rimmel London. I want to say it's the Stay Matte Pressed Powder, and this is in the color 001 Transparent. I generally just use transparent powders all the time. I just find they work the best for anyone or anything. And I'm just going to tap off the excess and pat that right onto my eyelid. I like to use a powder on my eyelid because it helps your eyeshadows blend out. So the palette that I wanted to use today was gonna be the Nubian 2 by, I want to say it's Juvia's, but I don't know, so correct me if I'm saying that wrong. But I'm going to be using mainly just like the brown and orange shades in here. I'm gonna go in first with Madagascar, and I'm gonna take that on a kind of, I'll just call it like a pointier fluffy brush, a little angled one. I don't know what this one is. I'm just going to apply that to the crease. I'm just going to continue to deepen this up. As you can see, it's super messy right now. It doesn't really matter. I'm not worried about it. I'm worrying about the lower part of my eye. This is the part that I'm really kind of watching. Looks like a hot mess, and that's exactly where you want it to be. Love tea. There's the tea I'm drinking, in case you're wondering. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna take my, I should really name this. This is purple juice. I'm gonna take the purple juice. I'm just gonna spray my brush. And I'm gonna go into Morocco, which is this like gorgeous kind of rusty orange color. And I'm just taking a tiny bit because these are really, really pigmented shadows. I'm just going to apply that in that lighter area right on my lid. I have hooded eyes, so a lot of times when I open my eye, or like if I were to look up, then you will probably stop seeing a lot of the color. So I have to pay attention to that when I'm applying my eyeshadow. I'm just gonna spray my brush a little bit more. I really want this to stick on all day. I'm not sure why it is, but when I go, if I'm like going out for the night, my makeup will last perfectly. But then for some reason when I go to work, it's like my makeup, 30 minutes later, I look crazy. Okay, I'm actually gonna bring it up a little bit higher because I do want that orange to really show. And then going back in with the Madagascar and our blending brush, just gonna go back over those edges. Then I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take kind of like a small pencil brush similar to this. Well, I mean, I'm taking this one, but take one similar to this. And then I'm gonna go into Kenya, which is that dark chocolatey brown. And again, I'm just taking a little bit because these are really pigmented. As you can see. Just gonna put that around the orange. And if I mess up, I just kind of roll with it. But I do want to create that kind of darker depth that'll make this look a little bit more 3D almost. Going back in with my blending brush. I didn't put any product on it. I'm just going to go ahead and go over that brown. Really want to smooth out any of those harsh lines that you get when using smaller, harder brushes. Now I'm gonna go in with a larger fluffy brush like this guy, and I'm actually gonna take some translucent powder, again from Rimmel London. And I'm just gonna smooth out those outer edges a little bit. Okay, so I definitely want more depth. This isn't giving me the amount of depth that I was hoping for. So I'm gonna go ahead and go back into the Kenya again. And I'm actually gonna mix it with a little bit of the Madagascar this time, and then apply it right in that inner crease, like so. And sometimes you just have to go back and do it again, just because once you've blended it out, a lot of times the colors kind of just fade. I like this look because it's kind of a festive fall look. Could also be Halloween, but it could also just be because you like orange. It's looking pretty good. I'm just gonna keep continuing with this until I reach the amount of pigmentation that I'm hoping for. Okay, and then again, just going in with the fluffy brush. I haven't added any product to this brush. I'm just going to be blending out the edges of this harsh smoky line using a little bit of the translucent powder. So now that I'm at this point, it's looking pretty messy, but it's pigmented to the point that I want it to be. I'm gonna take a flat brush like this, and I'm just going to wet it a little bit and apply that Morocco orange again and just kind of pat it on where I want the orange to show up. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna highlight under my brow after I'm done doing my brows, and then I will be back. So I just tried to do my brows. They're not really looking that great. I got this brow pencil off of Amazon, and I was like, well, it's $2, I'll give it a try. I actually really like the color, but it's just a really waxy kind of formula, so it starts to melt when it touches the warmth of your skin too much, and it ended up doing that. So they're just not looking super clean. I probably wouldn't recommend this product. I thought I would try it and be like, well, here's a cheap product you can try, but I wouldn't recommend it, honestly, because it's not that good. I'm definitely going to have to fix them before I go though, for sure, because they're so messy. Let me just try a little bit of brow powder, see if that does anything great. Oh, okay, yeah, that's helping a little bit. My brows are just getting darker and darker. Oh my goodness. My powder's not that dark, so I'm just gonna roll with those. I'm gonna highlight right up under my brow bone now. I'm gonna go right up under the brow and just highlight that. And kind of blend out the other shadow that I have going on. Perfect. Okay, so now that I've done that, I'm just gonna go ahead and apply some mascara, and then I'm also gonna apply some lashes, the Ardell Wispies. Perfect. Then I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go in with my concealer, and I'm just gonna conceal under my eyes and also use it to highlight the highest points of my face. To set that, I'm just gonna go ahead and go in with my translucent rimel powder again. And I like to go in first and just tap out any lines or anything I might have with my finger first. I just think it gives a really natural, flawless finish. And then I just take a little bit of powder, tap off any of the excess, take my 2 fingers like this, make this face, and then I just press right against the concealer. go ahead and I'm gonna go in with my JLB contour kit. The retail on this is $12. I'm pretty sure I got this at Ross and it was really super inexpensive. But I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go in with the warmest shade here, and I'm just going to contour my face. I'm gonna keep my contour pretty high up today and not take it into the inner part of my face, just because I did pretty thick brows, so I want to keep that kind of youthful look going, I guess. And I just like to shadow a little bit right around my lips to create some depth. I just think it makes your lips look a little bit bigger. Another goodie that I found at Ross, I actually really like to get bronzers at Ross because for some reason the cheaper bronzers have more of these orangey colors. And these are the colors that work really, really well for my fake tan and also just my skin tone in general, because I have naturally very yellow skin. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna dip into this one. I'm going to just go over my more gray tone contour just to warm up my face and also match it more to my body. Ooh, and that was actually a lot more pigmented than I was even expecting. I will say the one thing that I do notice about the cheaper bronzers and contours and just powders in general is they don't blend as well. For contour, it's not really a huge deal because I can just keep going over it. But if you're doing like eyeshadows or something like that, it does become a problem when you're trying to blend and it just won't. And then I'm just going over those lines with a big fluffy brush just because I really want everything to look really airbrushed and really smooth. So I'm just gonna basically go over my whole entire face. Sometimes I will just very lightly dip into some powder and tap off the excess and then do that, but you don't necessarily have to do that either. And now I'm just going to go ahead and just make my lower lip pop just a little bit more. I'm just taking, this is actually the brush that I used on my eye earlier, but since it was just brown shades, it's gonna work fine. I'm just gonna take this kind of sandy, very cool toned shade, and I'm just gonna pop that right under my lip in a backward and forth motion. And as you see, it creates a shadow that makes my lip look a lot bigger. And then another good one is right above here. You can just make that pop just a little bit more. And that will make your upper lip look a little bit fatter. Then I like to drag right along the lip line. Like so. And that just makes the lips, again, look a little bit bigger. As far as the nose goes, I generally don't do a ton of the nose contour just because on a daily basis, that's just something I end up kind of skipping. For the rest of my face, I'm gonna go ahead and do the bottom lash line. You could definitely leave it like this. I think this is really pretty. I do this a lot. I'll just leave the bottom totally empty because I think it really draws the attention to your lashes and your brows. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna do Morocco on the bottom. So I'm just gonna grab a little bit of that. This is really pigmented, so be careful and make sure you tap off the excess because there is a little bit of fallout. And then since I'm actually really feeling this orange, I'm gonna take Nefertiti, I think that's how you say it. I'm gonna take that, and I'm just gonna take a packing brush or a flat eyeshadow brush. I'm going to spray the eyeshadow, and I'm going to pop it into the inner corner of my eye because it's so pretty. It's actually really pretty. I'm getting even more into this look now, so you know what? We're gonna add sparkles. Basically all I did was just glue these jewels on, and I just got these off of Amazon. I think it was about $2 for this whole entire set. All I did was I just applied them to the inner corners of my eyes with this little guy here. And I always like to apply mascara after I've put my fake lashes on. I think it helps blend your fake lashes to your real lashes so much better. Get the lower lashes. I always get mascara on my lower lash line. It's inevitable. Happens every time. Next thing I'm gonna do is I'm just going to highlight my face. And the highlighter of choice today is just gonna be the Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Kit. The one that I love to use is Dripping in Gold, or I really like Sunburst as well. I like to use a pretty small brush to apply my highlighter. I'm just gonna apply that to my upper cheekbones. And I'm actually going to mix Sunburst and Dripping in Gold for this look. And to finish off my lips, I'm going to be using the Dose of Colors, one of their matte lipsticks. This one is in the color Glazed, and it's just a really pretty pinky pink. This is a lip color I'm going to be wearing since I am wearing this to work. I didn't want it to be too intense. But if you're also doing this as like a Halloween makeup look, I think this would look amazing with some black lipstick or even just like a black liner around the lips. I think that would look so cool. If you guys want to see a look like that or want me to do a look like that, just comment down below. But yeah, I think this look is versatile for the fall, for Halloween, and I hope you guys really like it. This is the finished look for you guys. I will show you a couple different lip options after this, or you can also check out my Instagram. Otherwise, I will talk to you guys later. Please comment below or subscribe. Love you guys. Bye. Okay, so the other lip option that you could possibly use was this one, and this one is in the color Fudge, and oh my gosh, it's just so pretty. But it's dark, it's really dark. Okay, so here is that second lip option. This is the darker Dose of Colors matte lipstick, and this one is in Fudge. Really like these lipsticks a lot. I think they're really, really nice. The pigmentation is insane. They last all day. If you topped it with some powder, it would last even longer. So yeah, this is the finished look. I hope you guys love it. And I hope you guys are having a great fall. I love the fall. I'm really excited for this season, and I'm really excited to make a bunch of inspired fall Halloween makeup looks for you guys. So I hope you had a beautiful day, and thank you so much for watching. Comment below, subscribe below. I did this by myself, on my own. On my own, doing my own makeup. This isn't even my closet, it's my mom's closet. I'm not even rich enough to have a closet. Oh my god, I look like that frog on that. Who's that big fluffy white guy who looks like a marshmallow, but he like talks about tires or something?